I did something this week that I don't normally do, and that is getting off of social media. And you would think as an entrepreneur, it is kind of detrimental getting off of social media because we're in an age right now where pumping content and creating awareness with your brand and your image, it makes you money. But I was just like, why not? I got this app that locks me out of social media. I was like, for this next week, I'm not going to be touching social media. I'm not going to be doom scrolling. I'm not even going to be on the app. I'm in a part of my business now where we can run ads. We can do things where I don't need to post content like that to make money. And we have other income streams. Obviously, content always helps with anything. The more value you put out on your Instagram and your pages, the more trust you build, increases your close rate on calls, depending on what you're doing. And obviously, content is very important. But what's more important is my mental clarity, right? I sometimes just catch myself. I'm 23 years old. I don't have the most disciplined brain, to be honest. And I will occasionally fall into doom scrolls where I'm swiping mindlessly or filling my dead time with just going on my phone and doing something, looking at DMs or whatever it is, right? And it gets to a point where like my mind's always stimulated with something. If that's work or if it's not work, I'm doing something on my phone. When you look at the stats of how much you're on your phone and how much it actually consumes of your day, it's kind of scary. And your brain's just always on something. And what I realized is I don't really ever have time to just think for myself or generate new ideas. So when I paused social media for a week, the first couple of days were a little interesting. I'll be in the elevator or when I'm like bored, if I'm waiting for something, I usually just pull my phone out. And now I have my social media blocked. I would grab my phone, try to pull it up, and it's locked out. And now I'm forced to just sit with myself. And at first you get like bored. It's like boring. And it eventually just turns into a nice peaceful moment where your brain can just start thinking. You start generating ideas. You think of things to post. You think of systems to build. You think of new ad angles you want to create. It's just so many things come to my mind when I finally give my brain a second to think. And most people don't have that time because when they have that time, our brain pumps dopamine so much. When we finally aren't concentrated on something, the dopamine levels shoot down and we just get very bored. And we just need that hit again of dopamine. So when I got over that in a couple days, it felt great. And I just came up with really good ideas. I realized things in my life that I was doing that I wouldn't have thought of if I was constantly stimulated with stuff. But I thought about stuff in my schedule. I'm like, okay, this needs to improve. This needs to improve. I got to do this. I got to do this. All from pausing my social media. It was like more indirect. I'm not saying if you pause your social media, your business revenue is going to increase. I'm not saying that. But it definitely will indirectly benefit your life. I do want to keep on posting on social media and grow my brand. It is just nice to take that week, even if my algorithm gets cooked. Or maybe you just have somebody go and post for you. I don't know. But my algorithm definitely got cooked, I think. This is my first day back. But yeah, guys, I highly recommend, like, when you have that time to yourself and you feel like, oh, I'm bored. No, that is just your brain finally getting a second to rest. And this is where all the cool ideas come. This is where all the skills you developed over the course of being an entrepreneur, they get a second to rest and good ideas just start flowing. You start thinking about what your business needs. How can we generate new revenue? And yeah, it just feels a lot better. Comment, have you guys ever done a dopamine detox before just with social media, just getting away from it for a little bit? And if so, have you guys got the same results? Did you get different results? I know some of you guys might not be entrepreneurs, but I feel like in any case, you can be a 9-to-5 worker and if you're not worried about growing your income, if you decide to stop doing social media, you might realize like, oh, I have all this time in the day. I don't work out every day. I don't journal in the mornings. I don't make my bed in the mornings. Let me start doing this. You start thinking of different things to better your life and what you need and you don't need. And it's weird. I like it though. And I think I might do a dopamine detox. Maybe like, I don't want to say once every quarter because that's pretty long. And maybe like once every 2 months or once every month and a half, I would do it. And it doesn't have to be like a week long. It could be like 3 or 4 days just to recalibrate. And that's what I think I'll start implementing. Maybe like every month. I think I'll maybe do like a 3 to 4 day detox. And I think that'd be good. But all right, guys, that's the video. I just wanted to get on here, let you guys know an update in my life. And this is something you guys should implement. So implement that, start tomorrow. Make that story post, let everybody know you'll be gone the next week. And you might get some FOMO, but that shit will go away in like 2 days. So don't worry.